You think that's a joke?
Man, I'll show you a joke. All right, that's enough. Back. Hey, let me go.
In a quiet, peaceful neighborhood, there lived an elderly woman named Grandma Ruth. She was very old. Her memory often faded, her hearing was almost gone, and her body was no longer strong enough to take care of the small house she had lived in for decades. Her yard was overgrown with wild bushes, knee-high weeds, and dry branches scattered everywhere. One morning, a young man named Daniel passed by the house. He stopped for a moment, looking at the neglected yard, then noticed the elderly woman sitting alone on the porch with an empty stare. Without much thought, Daniel went home, grabbed his lawn tools, and began cleaning Grandma Ruth's yard. He worked under the hot sun, sweat poured down his face, his hands became sore, yet his expression remained calm. From time to time, he smiled at the old woman, even though she didn't truly understand what was happening. To her, the sound of the lawn mower was nothing more than a faint hum. But the peace was suddenly broken. A female neighbor stormed out of her house, her face red with anger. She shouted loudly, accusing Daniel of trespassing and even claiming he had bad intentions. Her voice echoed through the once quiet neighborhood. Daniel tried to explain, but her anger could not be stopped. Grandma Ruth only stared, in confusion. She couldn't hear the shouting, she only saw people moving with tense expressions. Her hands trembled, and her heart felt uneasy without knowing why. Not long after, a police car stopped in front of the house. A police officer stepped out and calmly separated the argument. He listened to Daniel's explanation, then spoke gently to the old woman, kneeling down so he could be at her eye level. After understanding the real situation, the officer stood up and looked at the angry neighbor. "This young man has done nothing wrong," he said firmly but calmly. "He's only doing something we rarely see these days, helping without being asked, without expecting payment." The neighborhood fell silent. The neighbor stood speechless as embarrassment slowly replaced her anger. Meanwhile, the officer helped Daniel finish the work. Together, they cleared the remaining grass and branches. When the yard was finally clean, Grandma Ruth slowly stood up. With an innocent smile and a soft voice, she said, "Thank you, my home feels alive again." Those simple words made Daniel's eyes fill with tears. That day, everyone learned an important lesson. Kindness is not always heard by the ears, but it is always seen by a heart willing to understand.